Are you not getting sales with your Shopify store? Let's fix that today. So in the Facebook group that I have, this is Danielle or Daniel. I think it's Daniel. He says, I've been running a dropship store for a year with little to no sales. I'm really struggling with this. I want to switch to POD and keep some dropship products. He says he's really struggling to even get started and losing motivation because he has no idea where to start. Can anyone help me out? I'm also a student, so money isn't coming in that much. Any feedback would greatly be appreciated. So here's what most people do. They find an AliExpress product, they create some sort of video ad with it, they run it for 3 days, and if it doesn't sell, they move on and go to the next product. So this is not smart, all right? You can't create a business that lasts very long using this strategy of really chasing customers all the time. You can't create a sustainable business just based on advertising. Yes, advertising is key to actually growing your business and scaling it, that's for sure. But when you're just starting a brand new business from scratch and you're creating these websites that are literally just one page stores basically that sell one product, it's not going to last very long, and that's what I'm going to talk about here in this video. So here's the problem with that. The competition is super high. Everyone can sell the same exact product as you, which means everything is going to get saturated. So as you can see from other YouTubers and things like that, if you look at their graphs, if their sales graphs go way up, that means they're scaling like heck because they know the product is going to get saturated at some point. So they have to spend thousands, tens of thousands of dollars per day to get as much money out of that product as possible. And then the graph goes down because they literally run out of customers. This is not what you want to do with your business. You want to create something that is going to last a long time. And then another problem is shipping times, obviously from China, and especially with everything that's going on right now. Your shipping times are going to be really, really slow, which means your customers are going to hate you. All right. When you first have a sale or a customer, you don't want them immediately hating your business. People do not want long shipping times. Okay, that's just the bottom line these days. So when you're creating these products that take, anywhere from, 7 to 3 weeks or 7 days to 3 weeks, then, you're going to have a problem right from the get-go getting repeat orders and repeat customers. So I actually created a pie chart that says, is AliExpress dropshipping a good business model? And as you can see from all the green on this pie chart, the answer is no. And I did make the yes a little bigger so you can actually see it. So what I want to do in this video is shift the way you're actually running your store. And I know all of the other people on YouTube are really not talking about this. So instead of chasing customers, you're gonna let them come to you. That is the key to this model that I'm talking about. All right, so what I'm covering in this video is where to spend your money instead of spending it on the direct sales kind of method where you're putting out a video and then trying to send them right directly to the sales page. I'm going to tell you how to spend your money in a different way that's going to last you a longer time. It's going to be cheaper. And B, I'm going to talk about how to build a real brand using time-tested strategies to create something that's actually meaningful. And hopefully you guys stay till the end. My name is Eric with Shuckabuck, and I've been doing this since 2008. Just to let you know how old I actually am, when I started in 2008, Facebook ads was just released 1 year prior to when I started my business. That's how old I am. All right, so first let's talk about branding. So people only buy from people and brands they know, like, and trust. That is the most basic way to put branding. Branding is basically your reputation in your niche or in your industry. And it's much easier to sell to people who already know, like, and trust you. So that's what you have to build first, then build your product and your store. This is not build your store and they will come. It's build your audience and they will buy from you. So just a quick example of this is, and you all know who this is Logan Paul. Do you think Logan Paul, back in the day when he started, probably 2 years ago, I don't know when he started, but do you think he's like, oh, I want to start selling shirts with my pet parakeet or whatever bird that is. His name is Maverick, but he has this Maverick clothing brand. Do you think he started like, I want to start a clothing brand? No, he started with actual content. He started with the audience. And that's why he has probably the most successful clothing line of any social media influencer out there. So if you have no audience, there is no reason to build a store. You have to build the audience first. And you could do this in a number of ways, which I'm going to talk about in this video. You can literally start with no money, and you can start with a ton of money and invest a lot of it into advertising. And both ways work. One is going to take a lot longer to build an audience. One is going to be a lot shorter. Obviously, if you're using advertising, you could build an audience pretty quickly. But I'm going to talk about both of them. So let's get into it. How do you build an audience as fast as possible? So the good news is I'm doing a 4-week live mastermind inside the academy covering everything about branding. So I'm not going to go into the specifics on this or in this video, but what I'm going to talk about here starting next week is branding 101. What is it? What it's not? Audience personas, examples, niche selection, validating your niche, differentiating your brand, all that basic stuff that you need to know about building a brand. And then I'm going to talk about audience building on Instagram, on Facebooks, with groups, with paid and organic growth strategies using partnerships and shout outs and Messenger and Facebook ads. Then I'm going to talk about content strategies for Instagram and Facebook. And I'm also going to be talking about selling products using different methods like the launch method, organic method, upsells, memberships, and lots more. So the 4-week mastermind is going to start the week of April 6th, 2020. So if you're watching this video at a later date, the mastermind already started, but you can actually still get in. So if you're a member to the Academy right now, you're going to have access already. If you're not a member yet, you can join using the link in the description. It's just $10, and that gets you access for the 4-week mastermind. All live streams will be held, at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 times per week over the 4 weeks. So there's going to be a total of 8 live streams over the next 4 weeks. So hopefully, if you're interested in learning all about the branding process, then make sure to join the Academy using the link in the description. So where should you actually spend your money? You should spend your money, one, on growing your audience using organic methods, using shout outs and partnerships, and advertising. The second way is advertising to that audience. So when you're growing your audience, you want to be advertising to them to make sure that your brand stays at the top of mind. So you can use offers, you can use product launches, you can use simple content that gets them and keeps them engaged. The basic method here is just creating content for that audience, and then using advertising to generate sales. I mean, it seems pretty simple. There's a lot that goes into each type of piece of content that you need. But if you're using advertising, it's going to speed up the process so you can figure out which type of content works best and what types of offers and products are going to work best. So let's get back to this Daniel guy who has been struggling with his business. And the reason he's struggling is because he's dropshipping. Dropshipping has been around for a long time, long before the internet has been around, actually. And since AliExpress started, where you can do the e-packet dropshipping, which means you can send products directly from a China manufacturer to the US in a matter of 7 to 21 days. That means people have been jumping on it, and basically, they are making a lot of money in a short period of time. But the problem is the business is going to go away. Like, that product is going to go away. Your customers are not going to come back because they really don't like you in the first place because it took so long to get the product, and usually the product is a pretty crappy one. So what I would say to Daniel is make sure to sign up for the Academy. The 4-week mastermind is included in that, and hopefully we can get people on the right track instead of using all this dropshipping stuff, instead of setting up ads that go directly to a sales page. This is not the way to build an e-commerce business or any business here in 2020. Like I said, if you want to learn about the branding and organic method to sell your e-commerce products, then make sure to join the Academy. All right, see ya. Subscribe.